रीटेक का तो चांस होगा ना? किसका? रीटेक. Okay. Good afternoon to one and all present here. To all the viewers who are watching us live, to all the viewers who are watching us recorded. I take this opportunity to welcome you all to the second series of live phone-in program organized by Tele-Center for Persons with Communication Disorder, All India Institute of Speech and Hearing, MYSURU. I am Simran Soni. I'm working here as a clinical psychologist in the Department of Clinical Psychology, All India Institute of Speech and Hearing, MYSURU. As you all know, our institute is a very premier and pioneer institute in its own kind. I am very happy to be working here, and I'm very proud to say that I'll be moderating today's session. Every year, 3rd of December, we observe this day as an International Day of Persons with Disabilities. The major aim to observe this day annually is to promote an understanding of disability among the public and also to mobilize support for the dignity, right, and well-being for people with disabilities. So, this year as well, we have a theme. We have a theme for observing this day of International Day of Persons with Disabilities. This year's theme is Transformative Solutions for Inclusive Development, the Role of Innovation in Fueling an Accessible and Equitable World. In today's program, we'll be focusing on various facilities and provisions available for persons with disabilities, and of course, how are we going to avail these facilities? So, today we have two experts as resource person who will be answering to all our queries, doubts, and questions and give us a lot of information. I would like to introduce our resource persons and panelists for today's program. We have with us Dr. Alok Kumar Upadhyay. He is an associate professor and head in Department of Special Education, AIISH, Mysore. Welcome, sir. We also have with us Mr. Prashant R. He is a medical social service officer in Department of Clinical Service. I'm very happy to introduce him as well in our resource persons list. Welcome, sir. An important message to my dear viewers. This is a 1-hour live phone-in program. The number is displayed here. I will also take the opportunity to tell the number. Please note it down. 0821 250 2530. I repeat, 0821 250 2530. Make the best utilization of this resource persons today. If you have any question, you can just dial us and reach us. I welcome you all once again. Let me begin the program with my first question to you, Dr. Alok sir. Can you tell us what is the importance of observing this day of International Day of Persons with Disabilities? Can you light us?
Yeah, this is the importance of this observance day is this because, as you told already, by this we promote an understanding of the disability issues. If in society we don't know the issues, how we will make the corrective measure for that purpose? As there are several type of issues: social issues, psychological issues, physical issues. So through this observation, through this observance of the day, we try to understand the issues, disability issues. And second important is through this observance, we also try to mobilize support. Support is very important. You know. If we find out the issues, so how we will work on that issues, how we overcome those issues. So support is very much needed. So for that purpose, uh, how to mobilize support so mobilize support for what purpose? So three things are important in support. One is for dignity, how they will live a life, a dignified life. Second one is the rights. As we all know, we went through by the disability model in a different way, like a charity model, medical model, social model. Now we are in the phase of human based approach. So whatever others having the right, the same rights they also have. So through this, we mobilize support for their rights purpose. How can they be a main part of the society? How they will mingle in the society, you know, for their education purpose, for rehabilitation purpose, and for their employment purpose. So all these things we can give the support, and through their rights, it can be easily get it. And the third one is well-being. So how they, if their health will not be good or they will not be mentally strong, so they cannot work. Even we face so much problem, no? So many times. So through this observance, their dignity, their rights, and their well-being of person with disabilities, as our honorable Prime Minister says, Divyangjan. So Divyangjan's purpose, all these things we try to give support and mobilize support through this observance.
Thank you, sir. That was very informative. As sir has already mentioned, to promote the disability issues and to mobilize various types of support. So now next question to you, Prashant sir. Do you think internationally we have any right or any act to say or any laws which has been there to protect these rights which sir has already
Yeah,
mentioned?
yeah, absolutely. Actually, the thing is like you might have heard about UNCRPD, which is known as the United Nations Convention for Persons with Disabilities. Actually, it's an international law which has been formed by the government representatives from around the world with active consultation with the civil agencies and the persons with disabilities. And India signed the UNCRPD on the opening day, which was the 30th March of 2007, and it also ratified UNCRPD on the 1st October 2007. And the initiation of the RPW Act 2016 was a measure of ratification, which was done actually, and that was a base for it.
Okay. So, as sir has mentioned, we also have in India RPWD Act 2016, which is a type of UNC RPWD Act. So, now next question to you, Dr. Alok sir. Can you tell me how is the old act for persons with disability different from this new act of rights RPWD Act different?
It was not like that. We are coming first time with RPWD Act 2016. Earlier also we had a good act. As I think you know, PWD Act, Person with Disability Act 1995. And we also have a very important act, that is National Trust Act 1999. Both were a very good act. But as the time is passing, new things are coming, and as we all know, the disability is a evolving concept. And as Prasant sir already told in answer about the importance of UNCRPD, so UNCRPD is a United Nations Convention, and we were the first among the countries who signed it. We promised that whatever is the UNCRPD, United Nations Convention of the Right of Person with Disabilities, all those things we will implement in our country. So whatever we had the act, those were good act. But the thing is, all these things we cannot incorporate in those act. And one more important thing, if you know, I think you know this thing, the PWD Act 1995 having only 7 disabilities na, in classification. Means before RPWD Act, only those peoples are known as or recognized as person with disabilities, which comes under that umbrella of 7 classification disabilities. But now we recognize 21 disabilities. So one thing is the number of disabilities. Second thing, the implementation of the UNCRPD convention. Because of that, government thought to come with a new act. And in new act, all the things which are given in the UNCRPD or in our previous acts, all are implemented and incorporated. That's why it is different and it is comprehensive and elaborate.
To interrupt you, can we take this call, sir?
Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes. Can you please tell me your name?
My name is Anita.
Anita. Yes, Anita, please tell me your question.
Ma'am, I wanted to know if private companies also have reservations for persons with disabilities. I'm not the smaller companies, but huge companies that run corporations and all. Are they having reservations?
Okay. So we will have Prashant sir to answer this question. I hand over the question to him.
Normally, the reservations are, they're done in the government organization or the government aided organizations. But in the private, if they are following CSR activity and as a part of if they voluntarily, if they are reserving it, it's fine. But normally in the private, they'll not be having a special reservation for the person with disability. But as a CSR activity, some of the companies, they opt for, reservation for person with disability actually.
Okay, so suppose if they have a reservation like that, and if they're not meeting all these, they should have some. It should be persons with disability friendly and universal friendly. Some criteria is there now.
Yeah, disability friendly
if they're not
atmosphere.
following that, can we file a complaint or case against them?
No, it's sort of like a complaint actually. You can always say that if you go to the nowadays, if you go to the bus stand, if you have seen the bus stands and railway stations 10 years back, you might have not seen the disabled friendly infrastructure at that point of time. But if you now walk in, you can see all the the wheelchairs are available, the railings are available, and even for the disability, whatever is whatever person with disability needs, a disabled friendly atmosphere has been developed right now. But if a private organization is not having it, you can always give your suggestion, or you can always inform the commissioner with disabilities. Like you can do this through online itself.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Saying that as a public interest, you can always suggest.
Okay, sure.
Anita, I hope your question is answered.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling us.
Yeah.
Yes. So as we were discussing, how is the previous acts different from this new RPWD Act 2016? Coming back to you, Dr. Alok sir. Yes, you were saying.
I was telling you na कि whatever there was there in the UNCRPD, we had to implement. And the second thing is disability number become going to increase. So for the both purpose, government thought that we will come with a new act. So then this RPWD Act 2016 came in existence, and it is a very elaborate and it is very comprehensive, and it is like a paradigm shift for the life of person with disability.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for your answer. So, sir Prashant, sir, my next question goes to you. How are we going to find out who is eligible for certain type of disabilities? How can we say that eligibility criteria? What is the eligibility criteria for different kinds of disabilities?
Yeah, this is one of the common thing actually, and even most of the common people, most of the people want to know actually, because most of the people they'll be trying to get the certificate. But the one thing which is happening over there with the certification is that most of them they are taking the certification for the purpose of pension, and they are not focusing on the aspect of rehabilitation. Instead of that, they are focusing more on the monetary benefits, okay, and the program benefits. But I would suggest that, and I would always tell the people that you focus more on the rehabilitation aspect than the monetary aspect. That's point number one. And for any certification, if a person has a disability which is enlisted in any of the 21 disabilities in the RPWD Act, as Alok sir was stating already, if it's in that list, he'll get it. Okay, fine. If he has a disability which is in that list, that doesn't mean that all of them will get it. There's a percentage based on which it will be certified. If a person has more than 40% disability in any of this 21 enlisted disability, only then he'll be able to get a certificate. And the next question was,
Who is eligible?
yeah, who's eligible? As I said, if a person has more than 40%, he's eligible.
Next.
But the thing is, like, he needs to know that to get a 40%, how do they normally, like, clients come and question if they get 25%, 30%, they normally they fight with us, say, stating that why am I not getting, or based on what are you giving the certificate, what is the criteria, what is the framework based on which you're giving. Actually, there's a assessment guidelines. There's an assessment guidelines which is given to the professionals, okay, based on which there are even the assessment parameters based on which we are supposed to assess. And based on those assessments, we are supposed to assess, and based on those assessment, we derive on this percentage. And if this percentage fall more than 40 and above, only then is eligible for a certificate.
Okay. So now the next question which comes to my mind is, how are we going to get the certificates? Whom are we going to approach for that?
Yeah. The thing is, like, the first thing is that they need to get themselves assessed. It's based on the condition, actually. So normally a district hospital gives all the 21 certificate for the 21 disabilities. Okay, the first thing is, like, they're supposed to come, get themselves assessed. Once they are assessed, after assessment, the professional decide whether they have a disability or not. And after the assessment, there'll be a 3-member medical board which sits in the district hospital. They'll certify. Once they certify, after that a disability certificate will be given.
Generated.
Yeah.
Can you tell us in general, like, how UDID card?
Yeah.
There is something called UDID
Yeah.
card now. How a person with disability can get this UDID card?
Yeah, like, most of the people, what happens is that they are struggling with this UDID card because of their lack of knowledge with the computers, and the electronic devices, actually, especially those who are below poverty line. So the thing is, like, the first thing they are supposed to do is they need to go to a browsing center, and they themselves can log into the Swavalamban portal, which is the central government portal. They can log in over there. They can give all the information. They can put in all their details and everything, which is superficial, actually, and the type of disability which they think they have will be entered. Once they enter, they'll get a reference number and which hospital they are supposed to approach for that condition. Once they get that reference number and the hospital details, they are supposed to go to that hospital. Say, for example, in Mysore, if they apply for hearing loss or a speech language disability or any other disability which is excluding this, they might go to care hospital. If they have speech disability, if they apply, they'll be referred to with the reference number to AIISH. So when they come down to AIISH, here our professionals, if it's a new case, if they have not been assessed at all, then they'll be assessed. If it's an old case and if they already have a certificate, that will be verified by the professionals, and even a revaluation will also be done. And based on the evaluation, if we find that he has 40% and above disability, then we do have a medical board at AIISH. So they certify the person. Okay, once the certification is done, then we take his Aadhaar card, the thumb impression, the signatures, and all those paperwork will be completed. And after that, we'll give them a temporary certificate. And after that, after 30 days, they'll get a permanent UDID card, which will be sent directly to their home address.
Okay. So as you have mentioned in your answer, something called medical board.
Yeah.
Next question to you, Dr. Alok sir. Do we have any medical board in AIISH in our institute?
Yes, we have the board, but that board is only for speech language problem.
Okay, so we get UDID certificates for speech language problems,
yes,
for any
yes,
kind of speech language problems. So what about the various other disabilities or certificates which our institute is providing?
First one is UDID purpose, speech language problem or disorder purpose. We have the medical board and we are providing the UDID card from here in our institute.
Okay.
And we are also initiating for hearing impairment purpose.
Okay.
So these two disability we are catering the need. Apart from these two disabilities, for primarily purpose, assessment purpose, we are taking care of some disabilities which certificates we provide that will be helpful for UDID purpose. So those disability like autistic spectrum disorder or specific language disability or this intellectual disability. So for this purpose, we are doing a preliminary, we are providing preliminary assessment and certificate. But that certificate is important for further process purpose.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for your answer. So now, as sir has mentioned, we are providing UDID card from our institute only for speech and language disabilities, and we have initiated the process for hearing impaired people as well. And there are other certificates also which we are issuing, which acts as a preliminary assessment for getting the UDID certificate. So now what comes to my mind is, what do we do with these certificates? Just keep it, frame it in the home and keep it, or we can avail some facilities provided by various central and state governments as well. Now, next question which pops into my head is, sir, what are the various kinds of facilities focusing mainly on monthly allowances which persons with disabilities can get?
Yeah. The monthly maintenance allowance is one of the most important and is most one of the focus thing in when it comes to concession, because 1,400 and 600 rupees, it looks like a very small amount to us. But I'll just give you an example. Like you might have seen this, for fruit vendors and the vegetable vendors who just come nearby by our house, especially this coriander leaf vendors. How much will they sell? Okay, hardly, if you just take an example, they'll be selling I just once asked him as to what is your budget. His budget was 500 rupees. And what is your income? His income is 200 rupees. Okay, so 200 rupees into, he works for almost 20 this thing. So how much is he getting, and based on which he has to survive? For us, we might feel that 1,600 rupees is a very minimal thing, but with my experience, I've seen cases who survive even on the basis of just on the basis of 600 rupees, and they have food in various chowdhuries and function hall, and even they are completely based on the BPL card and this 600 rupees and 1,400 rupees. Actually, speaking about this monthly maintenance allowance or the pension, which they call it, actually, it has two splits actually. If a person has 40% and above disability and 75% and below disability, he'll be able to get 600 rupees per month. And every year he has to give a survival certificate to the taluk office. That's another thing. And if a person has more than 75% disability, he'll be able to get 1,400 rupees per month actually. And the process, the like we just tell the thing that they'll get it. What is the procedure? I'll just elaborate on that also. If a person needs to get a pension, once he's got this UDID card and the disability certificate, he's supposed to go to the nearby taluk office. If the person with disability is below 18, they are supposed to get a joint account with the caretaker or the parents with the Aadhaar card and the photo. They're supposed to approach the taluk office, and once they submit it and everything is done, they issue the pension monthly, and they issue them a pension order in which they'll also mention their amount which they'll be getting it, and their address, and their photo will also be mentioned in that certificate. And if a person is more than 18, and if he's like say for example hearing impaired, they're sharp enough, so they don't need a joint account, they independently take it without a joint account. For some of the kids who do need support and all, they go for joint account. So based on that, through the taluk office, it will be processed, and every year they need to give a survival certificate. And after some 2 or 3 years, if a person is getting 600 rupees, and if his disability is less, and if he feels that my disability is more and I need to get more, then he can always feel free to go to the nearby hospital or the district medical board and get reassessed. And if it crosses more than 75%, he'll be able to get this 1,400 rupees a monthly maintenance allowance.
Thank you, sir. That was really very informative. So, as sir mentioned, there are two categories of disabilities which we can avail pensions for, or monthly maintenance allowances. So, next question, what comes to my mind is, are there any concessions for educational sector as well, sir? Alok, sir?
Yeah. We can see different way. For education purpose, for children with disabilities, till the age of 18, their education is free. So two act we have. One is RT.
Yes, thank you, sir. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. May I know your name, please?
I'm Ashwati, ma'am.
Ashwati. Yes, Ashwati. Hi. Please tell me what is your question?
Yeah, ma'am, I'm from Kerala. So I have a cousin who met with an accident recently.
Okay.
So he's about 30 years old. He was an engineer.
Okay.
So after the damage, after the accident, doctor said that his brain is being damaged and he's not speaking anything right now.
Okay.
So, it's very minimal. So whatever he's speaking is also like nobody is able to understand anything.
Okay.
So right now he lost his job. So any government opportunities for him to avail for job and any other claims that he can get availed for?
Okay, that's really a nice question. I'll ask Alok sir to answer the question.
Ashwati,
Sure.
madam, whatever you told, that person is coming under the speech language disorder. So first you have to get the certification. Okay. When it will be certified and it comes under the benchmark of disability, means more than 40%, then you can apply for the post. All government sectors, there is a 4% reservation for person with disabilities. Okay, so he can apply wherever the post come in government organization. So that person can apply and the person can get the job. Okay,
Okay, sir.
and there is age relaxation also for person with disabilities.
Okay, sir. So, sir, from where can we get the assessment done?
You can come here in AIISH, because AIISH we are having the medical board for speech language disorder purpose. So here we will do the examination, and then here we will provide the UDID also, UDID card.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
So, we can get a certificate anyhow, or again, does it depend on the percentage, sir?
It depends on the percentage. It should be 40% benchmark. Benchmark disability means for minimum 40%. So if it is a 40% or more than 40%, then you will get a disability certificate that will be worth for reservation in government sector.
Okay, so that is for job now, sir.
Yeah.
Any other financial aid that we can apply for?
For that purpose also, after certification, government has several schemes for person with disabilities, for self-employment purpose, for funding purpose. So in that schemes also he can get benefits.
Okay, sir. And also, does it depend on his abilities, sir? Right now, he's not speaking anything. So a job that is suitable for him, can we apply like that?
I think he is able to apply all type of the jobs. There is no issue because of barrier in speech. There is no issue.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank
Ashwati,
you.
Ashwati, am I audible, Ashwati?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I think Prashant sir wants to add on some of the points.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah. The thing is, like, when you come here, the first thing is that we can get him assessed actually, but the UDID card will be given if he's within the Mysore district. Okay, if he's from other state or other district, we can give a assessment report based on which you can go to your concerned district hospital and get the certificate. Okay, that's one thing. Only if he, as Alok sir said, if he has more than 40% disability, only then he'll be able to get a any of the government concession, or else he'll not be. And one more thing which you were asking is, I'll just add on to what Alok sir said, is that regarding the employment, whether for what sort of employment is he eligible actually. Whenever there's a government notification, they also specify as to which all category of person with disability needs to apply for this concerned job. So based on that, you need to apply for a job actually.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And there's also a category of reservation. So for AIISH, I think 1% will be reserved for this category. So in that category, if they can apply, if they have more than 40% of disability.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll get that.
Yeah.
Do you have any more doubts, Ashwati?
Thank you so much for clarifying this.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ashwati, for calling us.
Yeah.
Yes. So as we were discussing, various educational sector, various concessions given to the persons with disabilities in the educational sector, sir.
So, in education, as I told you, till age of 18, till age of 18, they can get free education. Okay, we have two acts. One is Right to Free and Compulsory Act, Right to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009, na? And another RPWD Act. So in RPWD Act, it is clear cut written that the children with disabilities or student with disabilities of any kind will get free education till age of 18 years. So this is the first thing. Other than this, for higher education purpose, there is a 5% reservation of all government funded, maybe from state government, maybe from central government. So they will surely get the admission because 5% reservation is there, and also 5 years age relaxation. If any course purpose, if maximum age for others is 21, so for person with disabilities or student with disabilities it will become 26. So these are the educational concessions or educational facilities. Apart from these, in school system we are also providing the assistive aid, as we know na, the child with hearing impairment, for example. So for child with hearing impairment, hearing aid is one of the most important assistive aid. So the government is providing in free of cost. Other learning resource materials that are also providing to them, and as child with visual impairment or child blind child for them purpose, we are providing the braille things. So all these things we are providing in education, and apart from these, the government is also providing the scholarships. Okay, and these are different type of scholarships, and sometimes it is based on the economic conditions of the persons or the child. So these are the concession which we are providing in education.
What would you say regarding various scribe facilities and extra time concessions?
These things are also there in education. When we for examination purpose, so scribe facilities is providing for the children who cannot write or having the difficulty, as we know, children with cerebral palsy, children with sometime autistic spectrum disorder. So for those children, the government providing or the board is providing the scribe facility, exemptions in time. Okay, so they have the extra time to write the examination. So these things we are also providing.
Correct, as sir has mentioned. In the educational sector, we have different kinds of disabilities provided with different kinds of facilities or provisions. We have extra time facilities, we have scribe facilities, we have other kinds of facilities and provisions available as well.
And
So,
free education.
free
Most
education.
important is free education.
Yes, free education is the most important thing.
Till age of 18 years.
Yes. So now if we talk about any other alternative system of education, sir, what will you say about the National Institute of Open Schooling?
That also there, that's a very good and like a boon for them. So NIOS is there, and in Karnataka state KIOS is there. So National Institute of Open Schooling, they easily get the enrollment, admission there, because some students with disability like that, they maybe any reason they are not going to the school, the regular schools. So their education should not be hampered. So for that purpose, this alternative schooling or alternative set of schooling is very important, and they are not only for admission purpose, but also in examination they are giving so much flexibilities for their purpose. So whatever the needs and nature of the disabilities, NIOS or KIOS are giving the flexibilities for their on the basis of their pace of learning. So these things providing through these national institutes or state government institutions.
Do you want to add on some NIOS?
Like I would like to add on to the educational part actually, because since Alok sir is the head of the department for special education, and they train so many kids and they send them to the mainstream. And I just want Alok sir to elaborate on the challenges which they face and the parent with they face actually.
Okay. So here we have the preschool in AIISH. है ना? So the preschool is a very unique school. Across country, it is difficult to find such type of preschool. So in preschool, we are catering the need of 5 type of disability children. Okay, because our institute is basically for communication disorder, and communication disorder can be happen because of these 5-6 disabilities like hearing impairment, intellectual disability, cerebral palsy children, or because of cerebral palsy, or multiple disabilities, है ना? Learning disabilities. So all these children, or maybe speech language disorder children, all type of these disability children, we are catering the needs of those children in our preschool. And not only the different disabilities, but also we are catering the need of different language groups, because as we all know, our country is linguistically rich, we are very diverse, so different languages are there, and our institute is a unique institute. Across country we have only one institute, such type of institute. So different parts of the country people are coming to availing the facilities, or getting the admission in preschool. So we have different languages group, as a Hindi, English, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam. So these 6 language groups and the 5 type of disability children, we are catering the need. And in preschool, there are more than 32 groups, है ना? And we have very structured system there for education purpose. So we have different type of activities in the Department of Special Education. Even people know more because of preschool, but preschool is one of the major activity. We have different type of activities, and it start from PIP, parent infant program. This is one-to-one program, and this is basically for birth to 2.5 year age children. Then we have a PPEP program, preschool parent empowerment program, that start from 2.6. Okay, and after completion of PPEP, then the child will get the admission in preschool. And our preschool is also very structured and systematic. We have 3 levels in preschool: level 1, level 2, level 3. So basically, our purpose is early identification, early intervention. So this is the early intervention model. So how early the child will come in the preschool or the Department of Special Education, and if he will be enrolled in the first activity PIP, then PPEP. PPEP is a 6-month program. After completion of PPP, then preschool for 3 years. Okay, so when the child is going through by all these 3 activities, definitely child will be mainstreamed in regular schools, inclusive schools. That is our motto. Okay, and we are having the success rate is more than 85% in our school, preschool. So these activities we are running. Apart from these activities, what happened? Those children are pass out from here or any other preschool. It is not necessary everyone will come here in preschool in the different part of countries. Whatever they are, they go their schools. But when they mainstreamed, after that it may be they will face the difficulty. है ना? They will face the difficulty maybe in any subject, है ना? any topic. So then, because in regular schools we don't have the special educators, teachers are not too much oriented or trained for handling the difficulties of these type of children. So in our department we have another very good program, that is for school going children purpose. That is a CSS, curricular support services. So those who are studying in first standard to 10th standard, so we provide them weekly twice this service. They can come, in which subject they have difficulty, which topic they have difficulty. Our colleagues will take care and try to overcome the difficulty. And simultaneously, they also talk to the teachers if teacher wants, and they tell what methods and techniques they have to use for the betterment of the child. The child will get a good education. But this CSS program is also having the limits or limitation, because you can see that weekly twice who can come? Only those can come who are from Mysore. Am I right? But for those who are outside from Mysore, because this is the only one institution, so those from North India, Western India, or maybe Northeast, what they will do? So for those type of children and parents, we have another program, DET, Demonstration Education Training Program. So this is a program. It depends on the conveniency of the parents and the school, because they cannot come as any day or any month because school is going on. So whenever schools ready to give vacation or ready to give to go somewhere like that, so or maybe summer vacation or winter vacation, then they can come here, and for 15 days or 30 days we provide the training to the parents. We check out the program for next 6 months, and we also talk the respective teachers how to change their methods, technique, or wherever they face the difficulty, how what they can do. So our experts help them. So this is also a very good and successful program across country. So many parents are coming for DET purpose. So like that, please.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, namaste.
Namaste. Am I audible?
ಹೌದು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಮಾ, ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನಿತ್ತು?
ಓಕೆ, ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಒಂದು ಕವಿತಾ ಅಂತ, ಬೆಳಗಾವಿಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ.
ಓಕೆ, ಹಾಯ್ ಕವಿತಾ, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಅಸ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್.
ನಮ್ಮ ಅಜ್ಜಿಗೆ ಇವಾಗ 85 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇತ್ತೀಚಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮನೇಲಿ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವರು ನಮ್ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೂ ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಕಿವಿ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ವಿ. ಅವ್ರಂದ್ರೆ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸೋದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಮಷಿನ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಇನ್ನೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇವಾಗಿನ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಮಷಿನ್ ತಗೊಳೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಓಕೆ,
ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ದುಡ್ಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಷಿನ್ ನಾವು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೋಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತೀರಾ?
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಶಾಂತ್ ಸರ್ ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಉತ್ತರಕ್ಕೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಮ್ಮ. ನೀವು ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ ಅವರ ಮೂಲತಃ?
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ನೀವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ಬಂದು ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಅವರು,
ಹೌದು.
ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಚೆಕಪ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ ವೆಲ್ಫೇರ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಒಂದು ಮಿಷಿನ್ಗೆ 40% ರಿಯಾಯಿತಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ BPL ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
BPL ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇದ್ರೆ 40% ರಿಯಾಯಿತಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಷ್ಟು ದೂರ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪಂಚಾಯತಿನಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ 5% ಫಂಡ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸರಿನಾ? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ತಿರದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡಿಯೋಲಜಿಸ್ಟ್ ಹತ್ರ ಚೆಕಪ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಮಿಷಿನ್ದು ರೇಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಲೆಟ್ರ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಫಂಡ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು MP ಫಂಡ್, MLA ಫಂಡು, CM ಫಂಡು, PM ಫಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೂ ನೀವು ಲೆಟ್ರ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದನೂ ಸಹ ಅನುದಾನ ಸಿಗ್ಬಹುದು ನಿಮಗೆ. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ನೀವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಯುವರ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಡ್, ರೈಟ್?
ಹೌದು.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಮಾ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಫಾರ್ ಕಾಲಿಂಗ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Yes, sir. Alok sir, you will answer.
So I was talking about DET program. So that's a demonstration education training program is a very successful program. And apart from this, we have a co-curricular activities. It is an essential part of our preschool. So different type of yoga program. We have a dance, drama. All these things are all our children with disabilities are involved in all the programs. So we are focusing on holistic development. So for holistic development, a different type of skills. Okay, so all skills are developing there. So we are getting very good results. We are doing research on that also, and so many good research papers and good journals are published, and people are appreciating for this. And this is also a central government organization. So you can see government is providing the facilities, and whole preschool activities, all the activities are free of cost. They have to come, but parent is the essential part of the program. Means any program, if any child is enrolled, it is must that parent will come with the child, not alone child will come.
Correct, correct.
So many parents after completing preschool program, when they go, the mothers become teacher. They learn so many things, and when they go their respective places, they start to teach the other parents. So many benefits we are getting,
Definitely, sir.
whatever the program is there. So like that, different parts of the country, different type of institutions government is running. So all these facilities governments are providing. So in education, as first we know that for, and RTE is saying free and compulsory education to all children, but that is for 6 to 14-year-old only. But RPWD is saying, Act is saying the free and compulsory education for all children with disability till age 18 years. है ना? And it is not like that कि they will go whatever the choice of others. Their own choice means parents' choice. If the child wants to study in inclusive school or mainstream schools or neighborhood school or special schools, if all these schools are funded schools, they have to take admission, and they provide the education free of cost. And not only they giving the free of cost, but also they have to provide different type of resources to the child, which is basically the need of the disability. So all those things the government is doing. These things related to the education.
Education. That was really very informative, sir. That was really very informative. Now coming to
Just add on to what Alok
Okay.
sir was saying
Yes,
actually.
yes, definitely,
So that
sir.
like when we are speaking about education, actually, most of the people they don't know that they know that they get education scholarship actually, which is normally given in the government school by default. They get the processing done and everything. But there is also education reimbursement, which is also being provided by the government. If a person is studying in any of the aided and non-aided colleges, they also get education reimbursement. There's one more scheme called incentive award to the meritorious students. It's normally if a person with disability is securing more than 60%, that's sufficient. He'll be able to get this incentive award for meritorious students. And apart from this, they also have schemes of you know like Sadhane, Pratibhe awards and all, which are also being given by the state government of Karnataka for the purpose of motivating the person with disability. And one key thing is that which I'll just say, it is out of the box actually. Like government is doing a lot of things in terms of providing various concession facilities and to make the life of person with disability foolproof. But the thing is, the lack of awareness is something which is more actually. Even I'll tell you, like even yesterday we have cases wherein he's 45 and he's not aware that there's something called a certification, and he also can get a certification, and with certificate what and all he can get, and he doesn't even know that there's free bus pass and train pass which is available for person with disability, and he himself doesn't know that he's disabled actually. That's one thing. And one more thing is that I'll give an example of hearing impaired. For the hearing impaired kids, when they are alone, if they are not going to the school, and if they are alone, especially this happens in the remote rural areas actually. And I'm from a village background, so I've seen it with my own experience that they are still sitting at home, and their names are not Simran Soni or Prashant or Alok sir actually. They are called by Muga if he's a man, he's a male, and Mugi if he's a female. This is the thing which is still happening, and the objective of this program is also to create awareness that all such people should know. So yes, the spectators who are watching us are well educated and everything. We just want to touch those people through these educated people. That's the objective of this program actually.
Definitely, sir.
I remembered one thing. Can
Yes,
I?
yes, yes.
Whatever sir told, I agree. Lack of awareness, because in preschool also we see even people are coming from Mysore. Even Mysore we have such a nice institution, but they are coming when the child becomes 7 year, 8 year, 9 year. So many things happen because of unawareness. And second thing, whatever sir told, one more thing is there. Not only these facilities, I remembered one more thing, that child with visual impairment or the blind, For that, government is providing a stipend for escort purpose. Escort purpose. That is also government is providing, but people do not know this thing. So like that, so many facilities in education, how to promote their education, government is providing and doing that.
Correct, sir. Now, as we have discussed about the various monthly maintenance allowances and of course the education sector, now my next topic, broader topic would be employment.
Yeah, employment is something which is the core thing actually. So if a person with disability gets an employment, it's not just the welfare of him, it's also the welfare of the family, because we know and how the unemployed person will be and how is his attitude and everything and how it affects him and the family. The thing is like the government of Karnataka, I've got to underline this actually, the government of Karnataka is providing 4% reservation for group A and B and 5% reservation for group C and D, but whereas the IDPW says 4% actually, but Karnataka even before when it was 3% it was given 4%, 5%. So that's one thing actually. So like they get reservation, so this 4% how will it be divided, I'll tell you that also. Like there are four broad categories. The one is the locomotor, and the other one is the intellectual disability, and the third one is the mental illness, and the fourth one is the neurological condition and the blood disorders. So it will be divided 1% each for the four of the categories. So the bottleneck over here is that, what is the bottleneck over here is that the person with disability, they don't know as to where to apply, and so to where to look out for the jobs actually. So if you open the KPSC website, which is the Karnataka Public Service Commission website, there are various backlog jobs for person with disability which are coming up actually. So they're supposed to keep a watch on the newspapers and the on the web and all. If they keep a watch, they'll definitely get a job actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, sir. That
Yeah.
was really informative. So, after employment, what next comes to my mind is travel concessions. Thus, people with various kinds of disabilities can avail various travel concessions as well, sir.
Yes, definitely, because if we see the travel concessions, take it in two parts. One is through road, and second one is by air. In road, we can make it again two sub part, through rail or through roadways. Okay. So in most of the time, the people are traveling through train. So all trains for person with disabilities are getting in all classes 75% concession. So whatever ticket for the other people, that by only 25% they will spend and get the ticket. And not only this thing, if the disability is like that, that they cannot go alone, so one escort will go with them. So government is providing 75% concession for escort also. So if a person with physically having a physical disability or having a visual disability, if he is going, so with escort he has to buy only half ticket and both will go. And in any class, maybe sleeper, maybe AC third, maybe AC second. So this is the facility whatever government is providing. But few disabilities, the government is not providing escort, as we know now, children or the person with hearing impairment. So for person with hearing impairment, there is no need of escort. But for person with hearing impairment alone purpose, the same concession government is giving 75%. This is in railways. In the same way as roadways, means whatever bus is running in the roads, that is a government owned buses, they are also 50% reservation. Oh, sorry, 50% concession is given to them. And for air purpose, if the person with visual impairment or blind, for that person, the any airline is giving the 50% concession. Apart from this, in Karnataka, if whatever the hometown of the person, from there in any government bus, if person will go to 100 kilometers, it's a free of cost. In Delhi, the person for disability is a free of cost. So all these are the travel concessions whatever government is providing to person with disabilities.
Thank you, sir. As we are concluding this program, so can we have one take home message or concluding message from Prashant, sir?
Yeah, the thing is like I would say like the one take home message would be like for the general public and for the person with disability. For the general public, it would be like the awareness which you got So please, pass on that message of awareness to the person with disability, and for the person with disability, be aware and be open, and please use your right and use your facilities which have been provided by the government.
Thank you, sir. Can we have a concluding message from you as well?
From my side, because so many problems come because of mind setup and attitude, whatever I feel as a teacher. Even resources are less, that is not an issue. But the attitude is negative, that is the biggest issue in the field of disability. So my message is that simply think disability is just a diversity, nothing. So this is my message to all, to think disability is just diversity. They also have all the abilities, skills, and knowledge if proper opportunities is given to them, and they will do all the things in a good way by their own ways. So even we have so many issues, man.
Definitely.
I'm not good in arts. Maybe you are not good in someone. So this is not a. This is just diversity. So disability is a diversity. We should have such type of mindset.
Thank
So-
you. Thank you so much, sir. So I also totally agree with whatever Alok sir has said. Disability in itself is a diversity where given proper opportunities, proper suggestions, proper guidance, they can excel in whatever they are good at. So concluding this special program on commemoration of International Day of Persons with Disability, I would like to say AIISH is commemorating this program on 9th of December this month, this year. So for more information, you can log on to our website www.aishmysur.in. We are open from Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. If in case you cannot reach us in person, you can of course reach us through tele-services and tele-rehabilitation program. In addition, we give such services as well. Thanking you to all the resource persons I have. Thank you.